The third season of the wonderful fantasy series, The Dragon Prince, expanded upon what was already there while adding a number of additional new wrinkles. We learn what happened to Rayla's parents. They were not traitors as she thought. Rather, they fought valiantly to defend the dragon egg, but Viren managed to defeat them. The end of the third season also brings a conclusion to a lot of dangling threads. We have the great battle between the forces of good and Viren's dark magic zombies, with the forces of good emerging victorious, and the Dragon Queen coming back to life. She's happy to see that elves and humans, once enemies, are again starting to become close. Rayla and Callum, who had started off the series as foes, are now romantically involved, and the Dragon Queen is pleased to see this. Nonetheless, there is a lot of material for the show to cover in Season 4 and beyond. There are a lot of questions for the show to answer, and it will be fascinating to see the answers it does come up with. For example, why was Erebus imprisoned? We know it has something to do with dark magic, and considering how gleefully malevolent Erebus can be, it doesn't take an overactive imagination to think up a number of reasons for why Thunderavazandum and the others he worked with would feel it appropriate to lock up Erebus. But there is more history to their interactions, and it is that history I want the show to dig into. If Thunderavazandum were alive, he could reveal the truth himself, but thanks to Harrow and Viren, he is not. So we are left in the dark. Our greatest window into the past is Erebus himself. And Erebus, of course, has every reason to lie, or at least to withhold certain elements of the truth in order to benefit him. If the details of his imprisonment are ghastly, which they likely are, it would make sense for him to try to conceal these details. As Erebus's plan develops, and he becomes more of a tangible threat to Team Callum, we are going to have to learn more about him. A lot of fans would be disappointed if Erebus was defeated without us learning any more about him than we already do. This was a major reason why Game of Thrones fans were furious when we didn't learn any more about the Night King, even when he became the main villain of the series, a massive existential threat to all of humanity. The Dragon Prince would do well to not follow in the footsteps of Game of Thrones Seasons 7 and 8. If we do learn more about Erebus, it could be from the Dragon Queen, Zubeia. With the death of Thunderavazandum, she is one of the few beings alive who knows the truth about Erebus. While I don't want her to just give an enormous exposition dump, she is the key to learning more about this enigmatic figure. Who he is, what he wants, why he was imprisoned, what his goals are, and why exactly he needs to be stopped. Also, what will happen to Claudia? At the end of Season 3, she made a series of decisions that will haunt her and those around her going forward. She decides to revive Viren when he dies after Rayla pushes him off a ledge. To do this, she likely has to sacrifice several enemy soldiers, and she also has to sacrifice part of herself, as half her hair turns white. But this is not a complicated question for her. Viren's her father, and she loves him, and she believes he loves her, although in reality, he cares a lot less about her than his little bug pal, Erebus. She is willing to sacrifice everything in order to bring him back from beyond the grave. But this is not the only disconcerting choice that she makes in Season 3. Despite having grown up with Callum and Ezrin, she is willing to kill Ezrin for the good of her side and her father. This, even though Ezrin was relatively merciful to her and Soren and their father during Ezrin's short stint as the ruler of Katalis. It is not that she necessarily wants to do this. She was very torn about leaving Soren and going with her father instead of staying with Soren and leaving behind her father. The thought of being separated from her brother caused her intense stress, but it is a choice that she made, and that choice will continue to define her going forward. As the battle settles down, she will have time to contemplate the after effects of her actions. She will have to contemplate whether what she did is right. Claudia is not completely free of self-awareness. Not yet. She will have regret about her actions. She did try to kill the King of Catalis, and she did lead an army of dark magic zombies against both humans and elves. I doubt her character is completely changed from the person we saw earlier in the series. There will be some part of her that wants everything to go back to how it was. I imagine someone on Team Callum will reach out to her, attempting to recruit her as an ally. It could be anyone on the team except Rayla, who has no positive feelings toward Claudia and has more than a few misgivings toward her, even without considering that Callum once held romantic feelings for Claudia. Likely, the person who will try to reach out to Claudia will either be her brother, Soren, or Callum himself, or possibly a combination of the two. Because of the strength of their bonds with Claudia in the past, they will believe that they can turn her away from the path of darkness, but they will likely be wrong. It will be fascinating to see what the show does with Claudia. What is her plan going forward? Will she ally with Erebus, or will she stay far, far away from him? Likely, she will try to exact vengeance on Team Callum for the defeat they handed her and her father, but exactly what form will this vengeance take? Will it be more overt, or will it be more secretive? The path of darkness is a lonely one for Claudia, but she will likely try to walk it anyway. After what she has been willing to do in support of her father, even as that father has lost his mind, I do not see her stopping now. Who knows what she is willing to do? And my final question is this: what is the truth about Callum's father and Claudia and Soren's mother? These two characters live in the shadows. Their absence weighs heavily on Callum, Claudia, and Soren, but we do not know exactly who these characters were. We do not know how Callum's father died, and we do not know why Viren's wife left him. Do we absolutely need to know these characters? No, not necessarily, but it would prove to be a substantial boon to the series. It would help us better understand the protagonists of The Dragon Prince. What was Callum's father like? Some have speculated that he could be an elf, and that this is why Callum can use sky magic, but it's also possible that he could just be a normal guy. Even if Callum's father is not this majestic and all-important figure, it would be fascinating to learn more about him. Was he like Callum? What did Sarai see in him? Was he brave? Was he confident? Was he a romantic? Was he a warrior? Likely. Did he make a heroic sacrifice? Did he suffer a tragic accident? Or maybe he's not really dead. Maybe he faked his death and became a pirate. We don't know. The mystery of Claudia and Soren's mother could be even more telling. Did her leaving cause Viren to become more extreme? Or did she leave because Viren was becoming more extreme? When did she leave? These questions could tell us a lot more about this family, and like the other questions I've posed, I dearly hope Season 4 answers them. So thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can, and you want to see more videos like this. Keep watching The Dragon Prince. It is a brilliant show that is only getting better and more incisive with time. It knows exactly how to plant mysteries and exactly when to answer them. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. So tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon, or at least soon-ish. Thank you all again. Adios, comrades.